Go ahead.
Build ye houses.
Build houses.
And dwell in them.
And dwell in them. Ain't nobody doing that. What we doing? We going down to these leasing offices. We filling out applications and we sitting there waiting for them to come and tell us, hey, you got approved. See what I'm saying? We're supposed to be out here building things up and we're not doing that. But again, we haven't been taught that either. The church ain't telling us that. The church is just saying, stick with the congregation, give me your 200, I'll turn it into 2,000. What you got?
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why did it make it seem like it's like we have to be poor? Why we can't have money and have nice things and still be an Israelite? Why did it make it seem like we have to be like, you know what I mean?
Give me
like,
Deuteronomy. Give me Deuteronomy 28. Matter of fact, yeah, I hear you. That poverty doctrine.
That Bummite spirit.
That Bummite spirit, right? Get that Deuteronomy 28 and
Get Jeremiah 29.
what is that?
Build you houses, vineyards, get you wine,
Excuse me. Also get Haggai 1 and 6. Get Haggai 1 and 6 as well. Drop Deuteronomy 28. Get Haggai 1 and 6. So what happens is this. It's how people become complacent. Also get Isaiah 28:15. You get Haggai, you got Jeremiah, and then also get Haggai 1. Whatever else you got in Numbers, drop that and get Isaiah 28:15. Bring it out.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 4. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives.
To Israel and all that are carried away captives, read.
Whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem.
Who the Lord has caused to be carried away from Jerusalem into Babylon, right? As a punishment, as a curse, right? This is what happened. Go ahead.
Build ye houses and dwell in them.
Build houses and dwell in them. Go ahead.
Plant gardens and eat the fruit thereof.
Plant gardens and eat the fruit thereof. Read.
and that's also with a fourth thing he's speaking about now. Build your businesses, be an entrepreneur,
So we
get
can
your
do that.
bread.
Oh, wait. I know what you're saying. Hold on. Hold that. Hold this. I'm gonna show you where they get this. I'm gonna show you where they get this poor man's doctrine from, and then we're gonna show you that that's not true in Jeremiah. I got you. We almost jumped the gun. That's the steak and asparagus right there. Okay, let's go on and get some taters over here. Bring it out. Let's get the super salad real quick, right? Haggai 1:6, and then we're gonna get Isaiah. Bring it out.
This is the book of Haggai,
Start at 5.
chapter 1, verse 5. Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Consider your ways. Our ways are wicked. Our ways are wicked. So when the Lord is saying, consider our ways, it's saying, think about what you out here doing. And this is why this happens. Bring it out.
Ye have sown much and bring in little.
So it's like this. Consider what you're doing. You put the hard work in. You've sown much, but you bring in little. You know why? Because that's us being content with having a 9 to 5. We in captivity, and they being content with a 9 to 5.
Right.
And I'm kind of glad that we touched on this first, because this is where it says, build homes, build businesses, and we're not doing that. All we're doing is, I got you. All we're doing is going and finding a 9 to 5 and getting complacent with that. Sarge, I just told him earlier, the Lord is working with him right now and about to take him away from his job. He gonna take him away from that damn 9 to 5 because it makes us content and complacent. We gotta start taking more risks with the extra on it. All right? With the extra. We don't want to take the risk. We don't want to go jump because we feel like we ain't gonna get caught, or we don't feel like we're gonna land on our feet. And that's a psychological damage.
It messes our mind.
It messes our mind
It
up.
stops us from wanting to go further and create these businesses.
Exactly. Let me show you
You know what
something.
I'm saying?
You've sown in much, but you bring in little. Go ahead.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
Because again, we do 40 hours, we do overtime, we do 80 hours every 2 weeks, but we get paid for 60. We do overtime, and then that just covers the taxes that they was gonna take out anyway, right? Minimum wage, which means what? If I could pay you less, I would. This is what we've been content with. So much, but bring in little. You eat, but you don't even have enough. Read.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
You drink, but your thirst isn't quenched.
Still thirsty.
You still thirsty, right? Go ahead.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
Nobody is warm. Nobody is even content or okay with how they're being clothed. It's not sufficient. Read.
And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
When you get wages, you put it into a bag and it's gone before you even able to have it and savor the little bit of money that you made. Our people take things and read that, and even though it speaks to our reality, they say, see, we're under curses. We get our money and put a bag with holes in it. And we stop thinking, we stop right there. And let me show you another reason how we solidify that. We stop there. Isaiah 28:15. Bring it out.
This book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
We made a covenant with death. Hold that. Give me Proverbs 21:16. Quick. Proverbs 21:16. We made a covenant. That's an agreement. That's a contract. That's binding. We bound ourselves to death.
If we all stop working on the Sabbath, all this shit will drop.
Exactly.
If we stop working on the Sabbath, like today, everything's wrong.
Exactly. Bring it out.
Still about 2 weeks. This shit done with.
Exactly. Bring it out. But here's the thing, though.
Don't nobody want to lose what they can.
But here's the thing, though. I feel like it'll affect it, but it ain't gonna crash it. You wanna know why? Because the day after the Sabbath, we're gonna go right. I'm talking about we're gonna be standing in line.
Yep.
Couldn't wait till the damn store open.
You're right.
I couldn't do it on the Sabbath. It affected it, but don't worry about it. And then they're gonna start adjusting themselves to accommodate that. Oh, it's cool.
So we
Listen,
fell in love with other
Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday. Chick-fil-A closed, they still making bread. That line is still wrapped around the corner. Read.
The book of Proverbs chapter 21 verse 15.
16.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
When we lack understanding, when we remove the understanding from ourselves, it says we are in the congregation of the dead. Go back to 28:15. But we made a covenant with that death. We don't want more understanding. We hold on till we get money, put it in bags with holes. And anything that's gonna give us the understanding to do more and to make more, we say, nah, we're comfortable with. I'm already in league. I'm already in contract with death. I just signed a 20-year contract with death. It's gonna pay me $15 an hour, and I gotta work 40 hours a week in order to get dental and medical and vision, right? Read it again from the top. That's Babylon. And then we're gonna get that in Jeremiah 29. Read.
The book of Isaiah 28:15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement.
Hell means the grave. Literal. Figuratively or spiritually, hell is the low condition because you bury people in the earth. So it's like how we talk to people and say, hey, don't let nobody debo you for your stones. You know, I'm not going to steal it from you. I'm not going to snatch it from you, right? We understand what Debo did.
Right.
So if we understand where hell is, which is the grave in the ground, and I say, man, hey, bro, I'm in hell right now. I'm low. Right? Or I'm dead out here. I don't have no life to me. There's nothing motivate me. I'm not motivating anybody else. Nothing's motivating my pockets. They empty. I'm destitute and without. That's what dead people have when they go into the ground. They have nothing. So it's a metaphor of how we liken ourselves. But guess what? We're in contract with that. And we're okay with that. We're content with that.
Love with it.
It's like we fell in love with being poor. Yeah. Now we go, hey man, you didn't have it. Anybody ever told you look like Queenz Flip? You get that a lot? Bro, I feel like I'm talking to Queenz Flip. But straight up, listen, straight up. But watch this though. We'll sit up and have a competition with each other. Jamil, you ain't from the hood, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't, bro. You didn't have it like me. Where you from? You from San Diego?
Nah, I'm from, I was born in like Santa Barbara, but I'm from North Carolina, Virginia.
You see what I'm saying? Oh, you from North Carolina. They ain't struggling out there. Nigga, we used to eat sugar sandwiches out here.
Where they knew you at.
But I'm saying.
Knew you over there. They don't do that over here.
But this is the competition me and you will have. Oh, y'all ain't got it like we got over here. And they'll say, man, we used to be hungry. You say, nigga, we was getting lynched out there. Yeah. Oh, we getting gunned down out here. We ain't had no rope. They had guns. Social programming. To the point where we now brag about it. Yeah. We even made being poor and being without popular. Oh. So now white people that are rich, you know what they say? They say, we just gonna go slum it. Damn. They wanna experience what it's like to be without. Yeah. But it's cool to do that when you know at any given moment when stuff get really bad, you can always go home to mom.
Right back over there. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. We've made it cool. That's the influence we have. Jeremiah 4:22. Bring it out. That's the influence we have, but we don't use it to our advantage. Like you said, it's a mind thing, right? Because we made a covenant with death, and with hell, are we at agreement? It's okay to be here. We don't want more for ourselves. And that's the problem. Read. Keep reading.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us.
The overflowing scourge is dealing with the destruction, right? Because even though we're in this low place, as long as we stay there, we'll never rise up. But guess what? There are going to be those of us, like Taz, like Jamil, like Sakari, and anybody who comes to this understanding, they're going to rise up. Those that are still in that comfortable place of hell, or that place of hell that they've made comfortable, they feel like that's the best it's going to get. They don't think it can get worse than that. And the destruction that's coming is worse than that hell and that death that they're in. They don't think they're going to get caught up into the destruction of the Most High. No, we're talking about real life destruction even with hell on earth. It says death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire. So you think this the position that you're in right now is bad? Imagine when you get rooted up and thrown into a place that's just perpetually burning. It's a problem, right? That's the shame that our people should have, but they don't. We're okay with not having anything.
I heard of a saying, I think Malcolm X quoted this. He said, heaven and hell is in the mind.
It is.
Do you believe it?
Absolutely.
I believe it.
And then
we're talking about,
and then it's reflected. It's here. But then again, whatever's in the mind reflects and manifests in the flesh. See what I'm saying? So whatever it is that we thinking, when we're okay with being in the projects, when we okay with killing one another, when we okay with selling one another dope, yeah. The reality is we're going to have crackheads. When we okay with dealing crack, the reality of the residual effect of that is crackheads. When we are okay with gang banging, we have gang violence. And then when we're okay with carrying ourselves this way, we have things like police violence and brutality. Even though police brutality and violence is a problem and will always be a problem, we've now given these people an excuse.
Why is it this enough to get us straight?
It is. It is enough. We just have to teach the truth of it. We have to stop brainwashing our people to say, when you get this book, you're going to get money. Give me 200 to get 2,000. That's a CASHAPP scam. The church been running that for hundreds of years. Give me 200 and you'll get 2,000 back. That's why this book hasn't worked for us, because they've been lying to us.
They lied on it.
Using the book.
That's right.
Not teaching us the book. Right?
And that's the problem I have.
And you know what you're doing? You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. You don't have a problem with the text. You have a problem with people that use the text.
Right.
The Christian church.
Right.
We have a problem with those people too. Right? They're devils. And they're working with the devil. Give me John 8:44. Bring it out. Finish that.
For we have made lies our refuge.
Lies is our refuge. A refuge is a safe place. We take safety in lies. God loves me. God is gonna bring me out of this hard time. I'm faithful. He's good all the time. He just loves me. What God you talk about? That one.
Right.
That's not my Jesus.
Right.
I know you seen that Good Times episode where Michael told Florida that Christ didn't look like that, he was black, and she says, well, I'll be damned. It does say that. Well, listen, for Black History Week, because at that time it was only for a week, for Black History Week, you can keep Black Jesus up. But this is the Jesus I know, and this is the Jesus I love. So after this week, you're going to take that down and you're going to put this back up.
My whole thing is, that's all that is white supremacy.
Absolutely.
Because the Bible clearly says hair like wool, skin like bronze. So what is that? That's white supremacy.
It's white supremacy, but that's all our people are doing. Our people are in league and in covenant with white supremacy.
Because it's fear. It's the fear.
We've taken a safe place in we have taken a safe place in lies. Right? Go ahead.
For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
And not only do we take refuge or a safe place in lies, but then under the falsehoods we hide ourselves, because our people aren't going to say that they're Israelites. They're going to say we're Gentiles and we're grafted in through the grace and blood of Jesus. Well, no, but I'm saying in terms of biblical understanding, and because we're talking about who the world calls Christ and how they are connected to this, they say that they're non-Israelite, God's non-chosen people, and that the only way that we can get into the good graces of God is through this white guy Jesus.
Also, too, we're not blacks. That's not we have a nationality.
Yeah, exactly.
We are people.
Exactly.
So we need to do away with that. I'm black because black is a color.
That's why we always say things like so-called. When I said the Levites are the so-called Asians, I said the Levites are the so-called Haitians, or so-called Levites are the Haitians.
It's like
it's the so-called Haitian. So we so-called black, we so-called Hispanic, we're so-called Native Indian.
Everyone has a nationality except for us.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
Because it's been taken away from us, and we hide ourselves under the lie of black as well. We hide ourselves under the lie of African American. We hide ourselves under the lie of, well, we're just from the motherland. We hide ourselves under the lie that all people in Africa are just the same.
No, but that's not
And they don't even believe
I
that.
didn't know that, bro. I had to learn that.
Yeah,
I
because
thought
it's what we've been
everyone of
taught.
color was-
Now here's the thing. That's another thing that we did. So when you look at people like what's his name, Tariq Nasheed and Umar Johnson, when they did
Hidden Colors.
Hidden Colors.
Yeah, hidden colors.
When they did Hidden Colors, in Hidden Colors, you see they're drawing connections with the American Negro with everybody that's dark skinned on the planet Earth. That ain't us. You go into 7-Eleven right here, you see this East Indian dude working there. He just as black as you, but he got the Johnny Bravo.
Exactly.
He got the Johnny Bravo, and he'll tell you he ain't the same. They know that they're Elamites, right? Real quick, what's your nationality, bro?
Black and white.
Black and white. Mom's black, dad white.
Dad black, mom white.
Get this man in here. All praise to the Most High. Right, you got a flyer? You got a flyer? Okay. We talking to you too, right? So when you understand that, the Arabs, they know they're Ishmaelites. The East Indian, they know that they're Elamites. The Koreans and the Chinese, they know that they're Moabites.
Caucasians don't know that they're Edomites.
They do. They just ain't gonna tell you.
I don't think they do.
Well, the average one don't.
Yeah, the average, yeah.
The average one don't.
They try to take our text and make it theirs, right?
They take everybody's everything and make it theirs. See what I'm saying? And that's what happens. That's the reality. That's why a lot of them in their younger or their newer generations, the younger or the newer generations, they don't know who they are because they're just picking up on whatever's hype at the time, right? We're American. I'm just American. I'm a good American. I love America. It's the greatest, country on the planet. Even when you start asking them about their ethnic heritage and background, where they come from, they don't even want to stake claim to that. But they know it though.
They know it, but
they know it. They don't want to claim it. Keep reading. That was it on that, right? And we've under falsehood have we hid ourselves. What you got? John 8:44. Bring it up.
John, the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your fathers the devil.
You are of your father the devil. This is who the world calls Christ, speaking unto the Jews. And he's ridiculing and scorning them for their allegiance and their love for their oppressor. And this is Christ actually calling the so-called white man the devil.
He did.
He called him the devil because that's who he was following
I
after.
love Jacob, but I hated Esau.
Exactly.
That's the same.
Exactly.
Saying, you know what I'm saying?
But when the Jews was disregarding him to then make an allegiance and a covenant and a connection with Pontius Pilate and the Romans, he's saying you are of your father the devil. Read.
It's like the lust of your fathers you will do.
And the lust of your fathers you'll do. This is Christ speaking to his people. Yeah.
So why would he say we like the devil?
Because that's what we was doing. You go
At that time.
even now.
Yeah.
Negroes love the so-called white man. They can't do no wrong. They've been rape, robbing, and murderers for how long? They've been rape, robbing, and murderers for how long? But then they say, well, that was old. You go ask any average so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian about how they feel or what should happen to so-called white people or Europeans and Caucasians for the rape, rob, and murder of our people. They say, oh, that was in the past. We should love them and move on. Because you know why? Because they caused us to love that dude right there.
That's why he was created.
Exactly.
Isaiah 325 AD.
No. He wasn't created then. Caesar Borgia. Yeah, he came about 1,000 years after that, right? But you know what you're talking about in terms of how they and why they put him up.
It was a meeting.
It was a meeting that they had because again it was an attempt to deceive the world.
That's why I said
mainly the world of Israel.
Why we can't have meetings and conduct shit like
Well, here's the thing. We getting everything set up so we'll have a place that we can go meet. But right now, every Friday, you can come rock with us at 7 in Lemon Grove. It's on the flyer, bro. 2741 Lemon Grove Avenue, number 105 on Fridays.
The only thing is, I got some brothers that's in the
IUIC.
Yeah, and they was like, they wear the purple, and they got all that, and they was like, if they don't wear the purple, they not really official like that.
I mean, they say
It
that.
was like, we're going to bump heads. They were like, if they don't wear purple, don't even talk to them, don't say nothing to them, because they're not going to like it. Y'all don't wear purple?
Yeah, we can, but you know, we have our colors is red, black, and yellow.
Okay.
But again, that's just even in San Diego. As far as Sakari is concerned, all brothers, our branches elsewhere, they all got different ones.
Yeah.
Long Beach is black, green, and no, black, green, and blue. You know.
I've seen some in
like
Atlanta and Charlotte, they wear the purple.
Well, IUIC, they wear purple everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
Sakari, we just under the same name. We have different
gold. They wear
colors.
purple and gold.
Yeah. And listen, great marketing strategy. Because you know them, but it's like, oh, sorry, the brothers in purple. Like, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. You can go online and type in purple Israelites and they'll come up.
They come right up.
You know what I'm saying? So they did that. That was smart. And that's what made us even influence us to say, yo, we need a color.
So it doesn't matter which one I'm in as long as I get the information. Correct?
I would say it matters. But if you decided to go join up with them, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you. Long as you know that you're an Israelite and you follow all such as the commandments, cool. But again, we have differences. If we actually got in front of each other and was
That's
able
what
to have
I'm
a conversation,
saying.
we would disagree on
would
some
go
things.
down, bro.
It wouldn't go down
Not
because,
go down like
but we'd have to discuss some things. So it'll be whatever.
That's why I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew we would probably have that.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it is what it is.
I'm such a common, you know, I listen, I hear.
I got you. What you got?
I'm not here for debate.
Read that again in 44.
Come. Book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, the less thereof, the less of your fathers you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, abide not in the truth.
He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, right? So when Christ is telling the Jews, you're of your father and you're a liar and a murderer, that's what we're doing. He's calling the devil our father because we're choosing his ways to lie to one another, murdering one another, and to abide not in the truth. The truth is a law, statute, and commandment.
Don't we know? It's common sense.
Here's the thing: we know it, but we still do it. Give me. Go to Jeremiah 4:22, and then we're gonna get Jeremiah 29 to conclude the point. Bring it out.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me.
We're foolish, and we have not known God. Why? Because we made a covenant with death, and with hell we are in agreement. Read.
They are sottish children.
Sottish means stupid. We're stupid children. Like you said, don't we know this stuff?
Yeah.
So what's your problem? Because we act like we don't know God. Give me Romans 1. Bring it out.
They have none understanding.
No understanding. Go ahead.
They are wise to do evil.
When it comes to some evil stuff, we got all the wisdom in the world.
To do it.
You gonna look at brothers in jail? I'm talking about they are living up. They got hibachi in jail. They done turned the metal bed into a hibachi grill.
I gotta look that up.
They cutting the onions up, putting the oil in there, lighting it up, and the little train trick with the onions and everything. I'm talking about they in there, Chef Curry with the pot.
Why we
right?
so quick and eager to kill each other, but if a police shoot us in the middle of the street, we ain't know where to be found?
Because our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Oh, okay.
We destroy for a lack of knowledge. Like you spoke earlier, the programming and the brainwashing is what has landed us in this place. But it stems from us disregarding and being disobedient to God. So he destroyed our minds, right? Jeremiah 17. Matter of fact, you hold that. I'm going to have him get it. Read. We are Sodom's children. Read. We are wise to do evil, but what?
But they have not,
But to do good.
but to do good, they have no knowledge.
When it comes to evil stuff, we get wisdom. But when it comes down to doing something good, bringing this thing full circle, we're going to go to Jeremiah 29. Stop thinking that you need this 9 to 5. Go and build up your own business. Go and make an effort to build up your community and stop contributing to it being destructive and damnable. Read Jeremiah 17 and 4, and then we're going to go to 29. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from the heritage that I gave thee.
So we're going to be discontinued from that heritage, from that culture, from that land that we had. As we were removed from the land, the culture, the language, the identity left with it. Read.
And cut. The heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And when we left our land, the Lord called us to serve our enemies in the land that we knew not. Keep reading.
Yeah.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger.
That fire in the anger of the Lord is there because of our wickedness and disobedience. Read.
Which shall burn forever.
Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that's trusted in a man.
Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Because all of these gangbangers, all of these dope dealers, they trusting in
They big homie.
they trusting in their big homie, and then their moms and how they was raised was trusting in the government. Welfare, SNAP, EBT, food stamps, Section 8. All of these things are what we relied on. And then we get the result of it is these monstrous children that they bear. Read.
Making flesh his arm.
Making flesh his arm, when the Most High God should be our arm, right? Go ahead, because again, what they say, guns don't kill people.
People do.
Stupid people with guns kill people. You see what I'm saying? Read.
And whose heart departed from the Lord.
And his heart, which is dealing with your mind, it departs from the Lord. So that's why we end up in this place where we're just wise to do evil and we can't come out of it, and we just so stuck in our way because our heart has departed from God. Keep reading. Jump to verse 9. Jump to verse 9. Because your heart is dealing with your mind, right? So when it says our heart departed from the Lord, let's see what else the Lord said about our mind or our heart. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 17 verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
And what?
And desperately wicked.
The heart is deceitful above all things, and it's desperate. It's desperate for wickedness. It's desperately wicked. When you know, and listen, we look at crackheads. What's the number one stereotype about a crackhead? That they suck dick for crack. No, dead ass.
Yeah.
Male and female.
Do anything for it.
They will do anything. They are desperate to get that high. That's how we are for wickedness. We gotta go
So
find
you
it.
think they operate from the heart when they make those decisions? They're more operating from the bottom.
We saying the heart and the mind is the same thing.
Well,
Your heart don't think. Your mind tells your heart
I
to pump.
heard that your mind has a mind and your heart has a mind of its own.
Again, that's philosophy. You've never heard that. That somebody could hypnotize you and tap into your mind and your mental, talk to you, and shut your whole body down.
Yeah.
Your mind tells, my mind is telling my hand to point at my head
So
like
why
that.
it says don't listen to the heart, it can be deceitful. If it,
No. It didn't say, it didn't necessarily saying don't listen to it. It said recognize how desperate the mind is. That's why a lot of times they play on our pleasures. They play on our pleasures. Jamil, I don't know if anybody's ever told you. I don't know if you've ever experienced it. But from the looks of things, crack seems like it's pretty great. To the mind. That's why they chase that high. See what I'm saying? It's a pleasurous thing. The results and the effects or the after effects of it is detrimental. But you don't care. The life around you can be so bad as long as you get that little quick pleasure of that high. That's the desperation that our minds have. If it ain't crack or drugs, it's liquor. If it ain't liquor, it's women. If it ain't women, it's wealth.
right. Well, what's wrong with wealth?
What I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with women. There's nothing, hold on. There's nothing wrong with women. There's nothing wrong with wealth. There's nothing wrong with medication. I got you. There's nothing wrong with certain medications. But when you are desperate to get it and you're willing to do anything for it,
Yeah.
people compromise themselves to get a woman.
Love of it, for the love
The
of it.
love of it. People compromise themselves to get a woman. People compromise themselves to get wealth. People compromise themselves to get dope. That's why our minds is desperate, because it's weak to our pleasures. That's why we have to do things like fast, and we have to have faith, and we have to be grounded in things and be disciplined. Right? Go ahead.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Uh-huh.
Who can know it?
And nobody can know it. That's why we are people of instruction. We're not like animals. We're not like animals. Animals are programmed to just do what they're gonna do. They don't operate outside of their habitat. For us humans, we're a lot more flexible. That's why in the Torah or Thawara in the Hebrew, it means instruction. We need instructions. And we also need instructions that pertain to us. Because a lot of times we want to go and follow instruction, things that benefit other nations. We want to follow other nations instead of our own. That's why they took our nationality away from us and called us black. Because if we don't have one, then we're left like this.
Right.
And a lot of times when we have kids, we see that when they're untended to and when they left alone, they're easily taken in the wrong direction. Right? They're easily influenced. That's what they made us susceptible to all different types of influence when they took our nationality away from us, right? Now let's get Jeremiah 29:4. Because this is bringing everything full circle right now. We showed all of the different ways while we stuck in this poor place, but if we would really take heed to this book, we would be doing so much better.
What version though? Because there's different versions.
Again, all of the versions date back to one of the common texts that that predates the translations. Either the Masoretic text, the Septuagint, the Textus Receptus, Dead Sea Scrolls. All of these different things, Mike, it's like 3 or 4, but maybe even 5. It's about 4 or 5 different translations that they use. Each one uses a different one. But again, when we go back to those translations and compare them, very much so accurate. In the 95, 97% accuracy. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you said that earlier, like, oh, they translated to S-O-N when it should have been S-U-N.
Jehovah's Witness got a Bible.
Well, they have one that's pertaining directly to them.
And I read both, and it's like racist.
I was going to say that the text that we have was canonized in the Council of Carthage, right, by our ancestors, which is in North Africa. So when they canonized that, I want to say it's 398 AD.
Oh, that's it.
This is where we get.
Man, I was gonna be tripping if I couldn't remember that.
Right.
When we go into the Greek captivity, this is where we get where we're writing in the, in the Greek's language.
I got you. I'm with you.
Right, now here's the thing too, right? Even when people are talking about these different translations, like the brother just said, we're the ones translating these things in the new captivity that we're in. It's not like white people got our book and then translated it. They didn't do that. Now, when we start getting into NIV, NLT, whatever, we like the King James version because of how accurate in terms of the message that we say is accurate to what it was translated from. When you start getting into these other translations, they start trying to simplify the explanation of it. But listen, it's okay because that's not all that we're left with. If you just put all of your eggs in the NLT basket, yes, we will have a problem. If you put all of your eggs in the NIV basket, we'll have a problem. If you put all your eggs in the KJV, you'll have a problem. You have to dedicate yourself and study to show yourself approved of God. This is a lifelong work. This is not part-time.
Right. Facts.
We got to dedicate ourselves to learning and understanding it. That's why we can come out here and stand so firmly on it.
Facts.
See what I'm saying? What you got? Jeremiah 29, read 4 again.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 4. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives.
All that are carried away captives. We recognize something about the Israelites, especially us, in captivity, because this is context. People like IUIC will think that we're limited in certain things because of captivity. I don't think that they say about money, but things like the multiple wives thing, they think that there are limitations because of captivity, and it's not. Read.
Whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem into Babylon.
From Jerusalem into Babylon, and we're in a modern day Babylon now, right?
Babylon.
Go ahead.
Build ye houses
Build houses
and dwell in them.
and dwell in them. Ain't nobody doing that. What we doing? We going down to these leasing offices. We filling out applications and we sitting there waiting for them to come and tell us, hey, you got approved. See what I'm saying? We're supposed to be out here building things up and we're not doing that. But again, we haven't been taught that either. The church ain't telling us that. The church is just saying, stick with the congregation, give me your 200, I'll turn it into 2,000. But listen, here's the thing though. It never works. Every now and again, Sister Shirley, Sister Daniels, Brother Bernard,
Sister Johnson.
right? No, I'm talking about members.
Oh, okay.
They'll hit. Oh, I went to bingo and I hit, and you told me God showed you what he was going to do for me. But I thought God said, I thought according to the church you couldn't gamble. But they take that money, that 20,000 they won from Verona, and come pay that to the church, and their church accepts it. Let one of these brothers come up here. Let one of these brothers up here come and want to give tithes for some money that they done got from a whore. Because they out here pimping.
Y'all want to take it?
Hell no, I'm not taking that. That money got blood on it. I don't want that on my hands. Right? Go ahead.
And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Build a house, dwell in it. Plant the garden and eat the fruit thereof. Now here's the thing. Nowadays we don't really have land to either build a house or the capital to build a house, but be in the mindset to go and obtain it and own it.
That's right.
have the ability to go out and have control over your income like you do your crops and when things that you plant. I don't have to plant squash. I want to plant carrots. You can't go in there and tell your boss at work and say, I want to do something different than that. You still going to pay me for it. You can't do that. We talking about ownership, and this is right here in the Bible, in captivity. Read.
Verse 6. Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Take ye what?
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Take ye what?
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Did it say take a wife? What did it say?
Take wives.
It take wives.
So that means we can have multiple women.
You can have multiple women.
I can be married to like 5 women
in captivity.
America?
Now here's the thing. It's not. You can't go down to the courthouse and do it.
So,
But no, in the Bible say you got to go and get permission from anybody. The scripture says what God has put together, let no man put asunder.
that's right.
I ain't got to go get no permission from nobody. Unless it's her father.
But these women, you think they will accept monogamy?
I mean, polygyny?
Oh, yeah.
They push monogamy. Most of them do push monogamy. But there's women out here that accept it.
Is it expensive?
Hell yeah, it's expensive. Listen, life is expensive.
Yeah, but with 5
Kids is expensive. But here's the thing, though.
You still have Ecclesiastes 7?
I want you to understand something. We also have to. There's another thing, an idea we have to get out of. The idea that having multiple wives is going to make your life harder. That's a conflicting point of what the scriptures speak of. One wife, let alone 5. One wife was supposed to make your life easier. Eve was given to Adam for help, to ease the load, not to just bring more of a responsibility or more of a burden onto him. So we got to get out of that mindset as well. Is it still going to be expensive? Hell yeah. But now you have the manpower to accommodate that, right? Go ahead.
Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
Because again, even if you have one wife and you begat sons and daughters, them kids get expensive too.
That's what I'm saying. So you got 5 wives and 5 set of different kids.
See what I'm saying?
How you gonna pay for all that?
The business that we was gonna create and the crops we was gonna plant and raise up.
Yeah, that part.
Because that's why it lists that first. Get this, boom, and then go get some kids. Hey, Sarge, what did we just read? Your children's children is an old man's glory. Get that. Look at that. It says children's children, old men. Because again, when you listen, because when you look at that, and you say, man, okay, I got 5 women, and I'd have had kids with them kids, it seemed like a burdensome thing. But once you raise them up to be adults, and then they go out and repeat the process, you get to sit back, and your glory is the momentum that you created for them to go and create this. And then once they have kids, as an old man, get that Proverbs 17:6. Now, as an old man, you get to sit back and do what? And look at your production and what you put forth. That's what we got to get to.
Is there any other brothers that's in the process of doing that?
All of us is in the process of doing it, but again, we got to come to the mindset to understand it first. And I'm gonna tell you this too, even when you come into this knowledge, it's a process. Because you got to get grounded in this first.
Right.
You start trying to do everything all at one time, you start being pulled and stretched thin, as they say. You come in as a newborn baby, wipe away the stuff that you thought that you knew. Start to learn the principles and the foundation of what God is, who you are to him, and what he wants from you. Once you develop this understanding where it's second nature for you to just be obedient to God, now you can start building yourself up. One rule that we have that's specific to our camp is that you have to reach a certain level before you can even take a wife. Why? Because all you're gonna do is come in here, get 2-3 wives, and they ain't gonna know what to do with it, and now you've created a destructive and dysfunctional household.
That's right.
We don't want to repeat the process.
Yeah, that's right.
You see what I'm saying? So there's things in place where we have to, those who have been in and know better and have more experience, where we gotta look after and watch out to build up strong men.
So can we look up to Solomon in the Bible when we as a good example?
As a good example for
us with the 5 wives thing.
Solomon.
I mean, I know he had more than 5. But
Yeah, he had a lot. I would say look at this. Listen. Yeah. Look at Solomon wouldn't be a good example. Why? Because Solomon had means and Solomon had resources that the average man is not gonna have. I'm not saying no man can have that, but the average man is not gonna have the means as Solomon did. So Jacob is a good example. Absolutely, which is our forefather.
Yes.
He had four wives, and he was a working man, and he made it happen.
Right.
And birthed 12 children from there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then from there, a whole nation came about, which is how me and you are
So
here.
we can do this.
Absolutely.
So we're supposed to do the same thing.
You wanna know something funny?
Nation.
You wanna know something funny when they say you can't have multiple wives in captivity? I mean, Jacob essentially was in captivity. It wasn't slavery, but he was under the authority of Laban, Rachel, and Leah's father. And he had multiple wives.
So he was in the same position that we're in.
Thank you. Essentially, where you have somebody that rules over you and tells you what to do.
Hey, listen. Like you said, but dealing with Jacob being under that servitude, right? What happened? As they started to get older, his sons started getting older. Of course, he was going out of the field and it was harvesting. When it became a famine in the land, what did he tell his sons to go do? Find where there's food and where there's water. So now they're going out and they're going to find where there's food and there's water. They find Joseph, and guess what? Joseph puts them in their own little city where they can build these houses, have these vineyards,
In captivity.
these companies.
Do you think we'll have a piece of land where we can do that? Do you think that we'll be able to get a piece of land where we can do that?
First of all, his brothers already have pieces of land that's doing it.
I mean, even though this is our turf, but you know.
But I'm saying, to answer your question, there's brothers that's already doing it. We just have to build up enough brothers to do it so we can start actually seeing it. Once we actually start seeing it, then it'll make it easy for us to explain it to others.
But what if they're not in the Israelite teachings? It's just a waste of time, right? It's a waste of purpose.
Not necessarily a waste of purpose, because if they've already obtained that before learning that they're Israelite, then they've just checked off one thing that we ain't got. They're ahead of the game. They're ahead of the curve. See what I'm saying?
So that's proof that you can not even study something and be there and be like, damn, check that off. I didn't even get to that point, but I'm over there. I'm past it.
Without the knowledge, you're only gonna get so far. And here's the thing: we just mentioned it earlier. What did you have to do to get it?
What did they? So what are these brothers doing?
I don't know. I don't know their life, and I'm not gonna be presumptuous to guess, right? It's their life. Until I talk to them and understand it, if they're willing to tell.
Why wouldn't they be? We're trying to build a community, right?
Because there is a reality that we have to understand and we have to respect. The reality that our people are doing things that they might not even be proud of themselves, but they felt it was a means to an end to obtain what they want to get to: a house, a car, wealth, whatever. So when it comes to us asking us, well, what did you do to get this? They might not be willing to speak on it. Sometimes where it's more honorable.
If they know what's up against them.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Sometimes, again, our people join forces with the enemy to get what they want.
Very true.
So they wouldn't be so comfortable with telling Jamil and Taz, well, what I had to do was I had to go bend over to get this. Like, they're not gonna say that.
Black Boule is what they're called.
The Black Boule. And again, sometimes it might just be you a high-ranking executive in Wells Fargo.
Right.
And they say, hey, you want this promotion? It's gonna set you up for life. But hey, come to the company retreat that we got over in Lake Elsinore somewhere. Yeah, this is gonna be a few of the guys. We're gonna have fun. You gonna go up there and you walk in. You a little late, right? You on CP time. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, you walk in and everybody in there butt naked. You like, what the hell is going in here? They're like, nah, man, we're gonna go hunting. What is everybody gonna put their clothes? No, we hunt like this. Is just a thing that we do up here. Hey man, you're one of the guys now. Don't worry about it. Go on the back. There's a cubby with your name on it. Go put it there. Let's go hunt, man. You got a rifle right there too.
Naked and afraid stuff.
Naked and afraid stuff. But again, I'm joking. I'm being exaggerative with that example, but it's things like that where you actually hear about that. Maybe like a year or two ago, it's a brother in Wisconsin, I believe. They went camping. His girl, he the only black dude in the company. His girl dropped him off at this cabin, and next thing you know, 2 days later, she's trying to get in contact with him. She can't contact him. A week, 2 weeks later, they find out this man's dead out there in the woods. They done went hunting, killed this man. Probably because he got out there and probably didn't want to play the game or go along with whatever it is that they was on. The higher you get in these companies, the higher you get in these certain circles, yeah, man, they gonna press you and test your integrity. But again, that's when we have to work for somebody. When we recognize our own talent, skills, and influence, and how we make the world go round, and be able to monopolize off of that, that's when we're gonna have our power. And slowly but surely we getting there.
Here's the thing. Some people know that and they still work. They still work with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's certain gatekeepers everywhere.
What sense does that make?
It's a slave sense. It's a slave mentality. And that's why it takes the book.
I like that.
Yeah, there's gatekeepers everywhere, even in the entertainment, which is where most of our people are going, which is where most of our entrepreneurs are, in the entertainment world.
Sad part.
It's the sad part. So there's gatekeepers to say, oh well, I'll give you a shout out or I'll give you a cosign, because that's usually what it is. You need somebody big, somebody that done made it, to go and drop your name or drop your product, and then that's what gets everybody else going. And they, quid pro quo. They need something to give something, and that's how it always works. So that's what happens. So now what we have to do is, people like me and you, we're gonna have to go do the nasty, grimy, dirty work, not joining forces with them, but I'm talking about the reading, the studying, the coming up and finding ways to get the capital. Build that up, get on a level, and then we start to create the movement and the wave to co-sign the people where they don't have to go through those compromising things to obtain it.
Think about